Seattle Seahawks are now on a 4-game winning streak, and to add on some more good news, they now have a strong lead of the NFC West division. They are officially 8-5 on the season, and they just swept the Arizona Cardinals. The reason why that is major, because you already lost a game against the Los Angeles Rams. Keep that in mind for what I'm about to say in the next few minutes. But you've already split with the San Francisco 49ers. And the 49ers, they're behind the 8 ball right now. They're dealing with a lot of injuries. And the 49ers, they just went out there and they just took care of business against the Chicago Bears. So they're 6-7. When I look at the Seattle Seahawks, you control this division. You win out, you're going to go to the NFL playoffs, you're going to win this division. And I look at the rest of your schedule. It's some tough games in there. But at the same time, this defense is playing better and Geno Smith is getting more comfortable in the Ryan Grubb system. I want to start off with their defense. Their defense for the first half of this season was up and down. It did not look too good. On the back end, you have Devin Witherspoon, Tariq Woolen, 2 phenomenal cornerbacks. Tariq Woolen in the last 5 weeks has been playing out of his mind. He looks like one of the best cornerbacks in the NFL. Last season, he was very good. His rookie season, he was special. This season right here, this kid looks all world. He is fitting the Mike Macdonald system to the T. And speaking of Coach Mike Macdonald, the weakest spot with this defense leading into this month of the season was the linebacker position. They made a low-key trade to bring in Ernest Jones. Ernest Jones played for the Los Angeles Rams. The Rams traded him to the Tennessee Titans. He's a very good tackler. He's very good against stopping the run. And that was the Achilles heel for the Seattle Seahawks defense over the last 5 seasons. They have not been able to stop the run on a consistent basis. You look at Ernest Jones. He's a top run-stopping linebacker in the NFL since he's joined this team. And this entire linebacking core has benefited because of it. Not only is he playing very well, Leonard Williams has been phenomenal. Had a great game against the Arizona Cardinals a few weeks ago. Had a phenomenal game today against the Arizona Cardinals yet again. And he had a pick 6 last week against the New York Jets. Yes, the big defensive lineman had a pick 6 against the Jets. This kid is phenomenal. Right now, you can make the case that he could be in the Defensive Player of the Year conversation with how he has played over the last few weeks and the impact that he has had. The impact that he's having on this defense right now is unmatched. He's taking on double teams. He's going out there stopping the run. You could flip him from defensive tackle to defensive end. You could switch him around the defensive line. You also have Derek Hall, who has been a phenomenal beast all season long. At the linebacker position, coming off the edge, they have a lot of guys that can get after the quarterback. Uchenna Nwosu, who has missed a good portion of this season, dealing with injuries. He was able to return in today's game, and we've seen him in the past. He's been a dominant pass rusher with the Seattle Seahawks in the past. So when I look at what the Seattle Seahawks have on their defensive side of the ball, it's very special. I'm worried about the offense because of Ryan Grubb, and I'll talk about that in a few minutes. But when I look at this defense right now, you have Kobe Bryant, who had the pick 6 a few weeks ago against the Arizona Cardinals. Devin Witherspoon made a phenomenal play on Kyler Murray to cause that pick 6. And when I look at this secondary, you have Julian Love, Kobe Bryant at their respective safety positions. Julian Love was the best cover safety last season with the Seattle Seahawks. And I do want to talk about this. They went from having Quandre Diggs and Jamal Adams to bringing in a guy like Mike Macdonald to fix his entire secondary. And I'm talking about the safeties at this point because Devin Witherspoon was a very good rookie last year, especially when he was able to stay fully healthy. And Tariq Woolen, we know what he is as an outside corner. But the fact that you moved on from Quandre Diggs and Jamal Adams was amazing because Jamal Adams was so terrible in coverage. You look at Kobe Bryant right now. He's solid in coverage. Julian Love, very good cover safety. And I look at this entire defense. They're young. They're getting acclimated to the system. I like what they've been able to do. And it starts with the front 7. It starts with stopping the run. If they can make you one-dimensional and they can make you test those cornerbacks and test out their linebackers, that is what Coach Macdonald wants you to do on an every down basis. You also look at Boye Mafe, 5 sacks on the season, 1 forced fumble. You have 4 to 5 pass rushers that can come in and can give you a lot of problems, but it starts with Leonard Williams. Jonathan Hankins is a very good run stopper. You have Jaron Reed. And I look at Byron Murphy. Byron Murphy's a rookie. He's missed some time this season, but when he's been on the field, he's been a very good player at pushing the pocket and stopping the run. Once again, a bunch of run stoppers. So if they can go out there and stop the run, they're tailor-made to go out there and make an impact in this division like they have had this season. They've been able to stop the run game with the Arizona Cardinals. They were able to stop the rushing attack with the San Francisco 49ers. And against the Los Angeles Rams, you went into overtime with them 26-20. And I believe if you run that game back right now, that may be a potential game of the year at this stretch of the NFL season. And we will get to see that rematch in a couple weeks because it will be the last game of the regular season. That could be a potential. Whoever wins, you win the division, you make the NFL playoffs. And I want you guys to keep this in mind. Whoever wins this division will get a home playoff game. It's not easy to win in Seattle. And you know the fans are going to show up. It's one of the hardest places to play in the NFL. When I look at the offense for the Seattle Seahawks, they're getting there. Zach Charbonnet was a starting running back today. He looked very good. Zach Charbonnet showed a lot of acceleration coming out of the backfield, a lot of explosiveness. And I was worried about Zach Charbonnet being the starting running back today because we have never seen him in the role to just take on a full brunt the entire game. But today he made a huge impact in the rushing game, made a huge impact in the receiving game. Kenneth Walker III has missed some time this season dealing with injuries. And Kenneth Walker III is a very good running back. It's just so unfortunate that he can't be that true bell cow on a weekly basis. I'm talking about getting him the football 20, 25 times. He's just struggling with nagging injuries. But if you can split the carries between him and Zach Charbonnet, you have something special there. They have to continue to run the football and make that an effort. And they've done that over the last few weeks, especially in the last 3 weeks. Go away from having Geno Smith throw the football 35 to 40 times in the game. You don't want to see that. That's how you lose football games. That's why they went on that losing streak in the middle of the season. Because the offensive line was not good in pass protection. Now, I still have a lot of problems with this offensive line. Granted, they were dealing with a lot of injuries. No Abraham Lucas at the time. Since he's returned, the offensive line has looked better. But Geno Smith is not made to go out there and throw the football over 35 times a game. Run the football. Play complementary football with Kenneth Walker III and Zach Charbonnet, like how they did in today's game. And use more screens to Jackson Smith-Njigba. And that's what they did against the Arizona Cardinals, not once but twice this season. They also did it against the San Francisco 49ers. When you think of the Seattle Seahawks wide receivers, you think of DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett, two very good wide receivers, still to this day. But Jackson Smith-Njigba is the reason why they selected him in the first round. This kid has been the best wide receiver on the team this season, and it's not even close. And I understand that DK Metcalf has dealt with a knee injury this year, so he missed some time. But when you look at Jackson Smith-Njigba, as I record this video, 829 receiving yards, 4 receiving touchdowns. He is a very good player. And you know what DK Metcalf is going to bring to the table? He's one of the most explosive threats in the NFL. Just overall, a very good wide receiver. You just get him the football. And the same with Tyler Lockett, who is slowing down. But that's why you drafted Jackson Smith-Njigba, so he can come in and he can take over that role. The fact that you still have Tyler Lockett going out there and making crazy plays across the field is amazing to see. This man has been with the Seattle Seahawks for so long, and he's been Mr. Consistent. But the only thing that I worry about with the Seahawks will be this: the offensive line protection. I'm a Geno Smith guy. I really like Geno Smith. I think they will re-sign him after this season. Geno Smith has thrown a lot of interceptions, yes, but he's been one of the most pressured and one of the most sacked quarterbacks in the NFL. But when you give him Geno Smith enough time, and he can work off play action and he can work off the run game, and you throw screens and you condense the field, you see Geno Smith return back to form like how he did in his first full starting season with the Seahawks when they made the NFL playoffs. You go out there, you run the football with these two big running backs, and this offensive line has to be better in the interior. But having Abraham Lucas back, who has missed majority of this season dealing with a knee injury, that's a major plus. The same problems that you ran into last season, you're running into this season. But I would give Coach McDonald a lot of credit. He's come out here and he's fixed everything with the defense so far. And Ryan Grubb, over the last 3 weeks, they're playing more complimentary football. And a lot of that is because Abraham Lucas is back at the right tackle position, and you have Charles Cross at the left tackle position. Two very good tackles that's going to help out this pass game and hopefully can help out the run game. The run game at times is still very inconsistent, but you just stick with the run game with the explosiveness of Zach Charbonnet and Kenneth Walker III. I like what the Seattle Seahawks are building, and I hope that they can win this division. It's going to be tough because the Los Angeles Rams just went out there and they just defeated the Buffalo Bills in a major shootout. That's going to be a hard team to beat. But at the same time, you have a defensive mind like Coach McDonald in your building. That's the reason why you brought him in, who led the Baltimore Ravens last season to having the best defense in the NFL. You hope that this defense can continue to play better and they can continue to head in the right direction, especially with Leonard Williams. If he can continue to play at the level like how he's playing at right now, This team's going to be a force to be reckoned with in the NFC. And I say this about every single team. Anything can happen in the NFL playoffs. So if the Seattle Seahawks go into the NFL playoffs, anything can happen. And this is the biggest thing for the Seattle Seahawks. The 49ers have been a thorn in their side for many years now. You beat that team this season. And more than likely, you won't meet them in the NFL playoffs. But let me know in the comment section below how you guys feel about the Seattle Seahawks moving forward, and do you believe that they can win this division? If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. If you like the video, hit the like button. Most importantly, we want each and every last one of you guys stay safe, stay positive. Thanks for the video, guys. God bless. Peace.